I'm on one tonight. The majestic, the very intellectually spoken, one of our greats in the UK, never given the respect I feel he deserves, but we're giving it to him anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the one, the only, Mr. A-Force, Audley Harrison.
Yes. Respect.
What's going on, Odds?
Yeah, everything's blessed, man. I'm here in the UK, been here for longer than I was expecting. I was just passing through, but I'm still here. And
so you're on ends then, yeah?
Yeah, I'm in the ends. I've been around the ends, so it's been good to catch up with some of my peeps. And I'm just here for, it's not ideal why I'm here, you know what I mean? Family things, but everything's Chris. Watching. It's been good to be able to watch the boxing, get involved with boxing. You know, I've done a few little boxing bits, so it's been good. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you on Sky there. Sky brought you in. That was good for me to see. I like that.
Yeah. Because you know, the bottom line, what people don't understand, guys, which you guys understand, what people got to realize is this: when I turned pro, from my first fight, like from my trainers, from my matchmakers, from my lawyers, I done it like I was the world champ. From my training camps were like 8 weeks long, 12 people in the camp. So from my first fight, what people have to understand, they're like, what does Audley know about boxing? From my first fight, I'd done it like a world champion, even though I wasn't a world champion. And I lived like a world champion. And I was respected like a world champion. So I was able to meet with fighters like from Sugar Shane Mosley to every fighter in America who were like the top of their game. I wasn't a world champion, but I was kicking it with those guys. You understand? So I have knowledge. People are like, what does he know? He's a one fight. He doesn't know nothing about. No,
stop for a second, Audley. Stop for a second. I remember every year they have this basketball match in America with the boxers, and Audley Harrison, after winning the gold medal in 2020, in 2000, Audley Harrison was one of the guest basketball players, and for me, and that was in the Ring magazine. For me, that was massive. I said, "Nah, Audley's a bad man." You know what I mean?
Right.
Because the following week, you know what I mean, me and Audley were raving at China Whites. So that's what I'm trying to say to you. So it's like
right. So look, raving at China Whites, going to, like last week I was at an event, invited to an event with, Gordon Brown's a former Prime Minister. I was there as a guest, Sarah Brown, his wife.
I saw that.
He's a former Prime Minister. You get me? Like, there's levels to this. And
Come on.
Are like talking about, but there's levels. And I'm not in the competing with nobody, but I know where I'm at. And I'm still today, I know where I'm at. You get me? I don't need to blow it. You just look at my social media, you see the people that I'm rolling with still today. You get what I'm saying? Because what I done, I was the pioneer. You get me? I was the first who came through that door from an amateur, turned pro, and I've done it as a world champion. People are going to say, but you didn't win a world title, did you? And you flopped to your career. No, I didn't flop. I just didn't get what I wanted to get. I should have got a world title. I wanted to get a world title. But I wanted to do it on my own terms. And I keep trying to tell this to people. Like, when I lost that BBC deal, we might as well say the world title, I should have retired. Because the whole thing was Audley Harrison, A-Force Promotions. No one was going to stop me. But the minute I lost control of that power, do you get me? It's like, it was about having control, A-Force going through. No one was going to stop me. You get me? So people have to understand it. So I laugh when people say, but look at him. He threw one punch against David. He was no good. You get what I'm saying? It was just Father Time caught up with me, and I just couldn't get there. I couldn't get there under my own. Even when I finally decided, okay, let me still try and win a world title, it was already too late. But if I'd gone through as A-Force Promotions all the way through, no one would have stopped me. That's what I truly 100% believe in my heart, body, and soul. You know what I mean? But it's all good. There's no anger now. Everything's gravy. And, it's like watching these fights. It's tough on me watching these fights because what I know, I mean, like I went to the Repton gym the other day. I was helping out the kids, the amateur kids. And just like the fundamentals is just like, just teaching them the fundamentals of how you're supposed to cut off the ring, how you're supposed to move circle around the ring. I've just been fortunate. I've had, obviously, in my Olympic career, but then when I turned pro, I had Phil Torrance, who was been with Eddie Futch for 40 years. Eddie Futch. So it's just like a great, and it's just 100 years of tutelage there. Those guys in camp, Phil Torrance gave me everything that he had.
200 years of tutelage, because you're forgetting about Yank Durham as well, who came up, who Eddie Futch learned from. So that's about 200 years, bro.
You understand? And like when I say Phil gave me everything, because like he was like, he saw, because like Riddick Bowie could fight on the inside, so he taught me how to fight on the inside, taught me how to fight on the outside, taught me everything, right? So I had all of that tutelage, and then Kenny Kroon was in the camp, and then I was in Vegas, like, so I'm in Vegas sparring with like Vaughn Bean, like in my 6th fight, I'm fighting with Vaughn Bean, he's a former world champion. You get what I'm saying? Then Javier Mora, like these tough guys, and I handle them comfortable coming up, like 14-0 when I beat Lissandro Diaz on an undercard. It was James Toney and Vander Holyfield undercard. I knocked out this guy called Lissandro Diaz. You need to go back and watch that fight, the combination. The other thing that they're doing, every time people put my fights up, there's a copyright claim, and my fights get pulled down. And the only fight you see of Audley Harrison getting knocked out. So the campaign is still going. You get me? Because why now, today, people are still care about me that you're going to pull down my fight. Like the good fights of me knocking man out looking great. And there's a copyright. And so A-Force Promotion, I own the copyright to all of my fights. All of my fights on the BBC, even all my fights in the UK. So nobody should be able to do a copyright. But they're still playing games with me, still today. So you only see Audley Harrison getting knocked out by David Haye, Audley Harrison getting knocked out by Deontay Wilder. You don't see all of my fights where I'm destroying man looking great. So people got to understand the game is still being played against me, because, they don't want Audley to get too big still. Still today, but I'm not even a threat. I'm still a threat.
What I'd like to know is, right, because this was a show. The show was actually, we were talking about Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence. How do you see that fight going, Audley?
Well, first of all, that's been a fight I've been licking my lips about since it was first spoken about, right? Because for me, Terence Bud Crawford has been like pound for pound, like up there for me. Okay, I just love the southpaw, the orthodox, just the mentality. He's got that Marvin Hagler mentality. He's a dog mentality, and I've always seen that with him. And I've always seen the way he's been able to adapt, southpaw, orthodox, just beautiful. I don't see, like, when you look at a fight, you're like, weaknesses. I don't see any weaknesses in Terence Bud